Conversation with Rastafari Ancients. Ras Flacco Tafari. The order of the Nyabingi must be one of divine and right administration. The order of Nyabingi order is the holy sanctity of divine procedure. None should be in the order of Nyabingi and administer the wrong path or evil acts. His temple should be Ital Livity. Our temple must be clean and holy to administer the order of the Almighty, and all those who march in Nyabingi order must be clean, perfect, and whole. It is not a worldly administration. It is a divine authority that is separate from the administration of the world completely. It causes a type of hermit life. Ancient Bongo Wato. Conversation with Rastafari Ancients. Written by Ras Flacco Tafari. Special thanks to Jakes Homiak. Edited by Dario Macchiocci. Cover design by Antonio Barrett. Published by Wisemind Publications. Distributed by Wisemind Publications. Contact wisemindpublications@gmail.com. rasflacco@gmail.com. rasflacko@gmail.com. wisemindpublications.com. Table of Contents. Page 5. Let us pray. Page 7. Haile Selassie. Page 9. The Chalice. Rasta attitude towards material things. Page 14. Rasta attitude to woman. Page 17. Education. Page 18. Government. Rasta's attitude to politics. Page 19. Order of the Nyabingi. Page 25. Word sound of ancient Bongo Isaac. Page 28. Children's education. Page 29. Manifesto of Sam Brown. Page 35. Ancient Pa Jack. Page 37. Testimony of Ross Iritz Clark. Page 60. Foundation of the Rastafari movement. Page 62. Bongo Poro. Let us pray. Bongo Wato. We give thanks and praise to His Majesty Haile Selassie I, King Rastafari, for He is good, because His mercies endured forever. Let the Redeemer of the Almighty say, Whoso whom He has is redeemed from the hands of the enemy, and take us from out of all the countries of the world. They wandered in solitude places and found no city to dwell. Hunger and thirst are upon them. Their souls fainted in the wilderness. Let the Most High, Haile Selassie, gather them together unto His habitation. If men would praise the Almighty for His wonderful works and for the great things he have done, then he would show mercy and kindness to them. This Iowa we give thanks and aises to the Most High, and blessings to each and every one to listen to these few words that we have to give, and come in remembrance of our ancient traditional life that we brought forth unto the nation Rastafari. The Most High, Highly I, Selassie I, bless us, sanctify us, according to thy will and righteousness, even now, henceforth, and for Iva. Selah. Rastafari is not ism or schism. Sam Brown. We do not address Rastafari philosophy as Rastafarianism. Ism brings schism. That is why we say Rastafari. We are not Rastafarians either, but Rastafarians. Many will say Rastafari is a religion. However, as we see religion in the world today, we know that religion is practiced by all these churches that bear the cross, these Babylonian churches. Religiosity in man is something that must be observed, but religion in dealing with this faith is not. This a way of life. You can practice religion. Rastafari is a evolving every day in which you learn more. Religiosity is a part of man's worship. The way he worships is the religiosity of his worship. But religion, as practiced by the churches of Christendom, we are not a part. Rastafari are theocrats, which means we as Rastafari are speaking of God's government. And the time will come when the lion will eat grass like the ox, and the weaning child will play with the serpent, and none shall be afraid. We are thinking of a government that don't promote arms and ammunition to take the life of people. Bongowato. Rastafari is a traditional people and not a religion or a cult. We, as Rastafari, are from the foundation of creation, who abide by the almighty commandments through righteousness and not religion. Haile Selassie. Bongo Sam Brown. Emperor Haile Selassie had not ended in political disgrace. To the detractors of the king, it would appear like have being removed out of the way. Many people is of the belief that the king is dead. There is no proof in the world. They have tried all manner of things, yet they cannot prove what really happened to the man of mystery. We Rastafari hold the king as an icon. When you search the scriptures for answers, you will find it. The book of Revelation in the Bible speaks of the man with the name King of Kings and Lord of Lords written on his vesture and thigh. Emperor Haile Selassie is the only man today that has that title. The book, Acts chapter 2, verse 29, reads, Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, who is both dead and buried, and his sepulchre is with us unto this day, knowing that God had sworn with an oath to him, that out of the loins of Jesse Black, they always say that you black like Jesse at Hell Gate, out of the loins of Jesse will I raise up Christ to sit on his father King David's throne. Now Christ had passed long time and gone. Well, Emperor Haile Selassie is the returned Messiah, who is the Christ today. The Christ of that day is Emperor Haile Selassie today. Bongo Wato. Many ones have spoken bad things about Haile Selassie and blaming the emperor for hardships in Ethiopia. Haile Selassie is the Most High from the foundation of the universe. When he was in the temple of Jesus the Christ, after the resurrection and departure, he said he would return the second time in like manner, and his throne shall abide for ever and ever. We know that Jesus the Christ never sit upon the throne. Hail to the Almighty, anointed King David, greater Son. Hail in the time appointed. His reign on earth began. He came to break down oppression and set the captives free, and to take away transgression and to rule in equality. Haile Selassie is the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Sam Brown. A movement whose God is dead fades away. Any time the root of the tree is chopped down, the branches and the leaves wither. Today, when you look in the world, you find that Rastafari is increasing throughout every nation. That means that our God is alive. Furthermore, there are certain mysteries that the laymen don't know, that we will have to tell them. There were 4 horses of the apocalypse. Haile Selassie already ride the white, red, black horse. The king only transfigure from the sight of man to ride the pale horse, which shall be the final judgment of Babylon. The Chalice. Sam Brown. Every nation of the world have their method of giving sacrifice to whom they believe is their deity. We, Rastafari, look on the versatility of the ganja herb as our way of offering spiritual sacrifice unto Emperor Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Bongo Wato. Rastafari use ganja because it is our divine sacrament offered by fire. The scripture declare that when Elijah shall come, you shall not hear his voice in the street, and a smoking flock you shall not quench. Smoke went up from his nostril, and devouring fire from his mouth. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens and came down with darkness under his feet. Psalms 18, verse 8. A bruised reed shall I not break, and a smoking flock shall I not quench, until he send forth judgment unto victory. Matthew 12, verses 20. Some churches in Babylon today use the wine as their sacrament, whereas Rastafari uses herb, better known as cannabis, which is from the ancient order of King Solomon. Many people only use ganja for a commercial gain. Others take it for sport or fashion. But Rastafari use herb for the divinity of the Most High. When the herb is offered, it is done with the prayers of all the saints. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer. And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. Revelation 8, verses 4 and 5. He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth. Psalm 104, verse 14. Sam Brown. There was a time in the United States of America, if you don't plant ganja, you would go to prison. There was a time it was against the law if you did not plant ganja, or what you call hemp, which was used for many things. It was realized that many people who now use the herb are finding themselves in better mental and physical proportion. The time will come when many nations of the world will free up the herb. Every knee will bow to ganja herb. It is irremovable. It is a medical plant, the healing of the nation. Who is a Rasta? Bongo Watto. Many are called, but few are chosen. When you test the irids of the individual, you will know who they are. Some have adopted Rastafari appearance, then pollute themselves among nations. The man of black eye primacy who defend the black foundation and traditionally will stand out. Sam Brown. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. The Rasta man is not the man that make war with people on the street, or even with government, or anyone. Men and people have tried to bring war to Rasta. If we were a people of war, you would not see a youth today walking like Rastafari, because they would commit genocide. We are the people of peace. Our motto is peace and love. Anyone walking outside of the moral principles of Rasta, like how I and I walk, people will know that it's a fraud, because wherever there is the genuine, you also have the counterfeit. Some will knot up their hair just to gain commercial enterprise, because they are aware of the popularity of Rasta, and do it with the intention to exploit for material gain. Rasta is a man of peace. Rasta attitude to material things. Bongo Watto. Pertaining to material things, it is said the Christ have declared that I am in the world and not of the world. My people are in the world and not of the world. And for that cause the world have hated them for my name's sake. When you do things of the world, you are not of the Creator. When you do things of the world, you are carried away in the whirlwind, such as the gain of the world, the flesh lust of the world. All these things, the riches of the world, these are what have carried men away as a whirlwind. The reality of our standard today is to keep the right order of righteousness and exalt the kingdom of black supremacy. Sam Brown. When Rastafari say they are not this world, they don't mean a physical existence. We know that technology is good and money is good for every good cause, and not to be used to make bombs and guns to decimate people. As such, money will be treated as a bad tool. However, the Rasta man use all material things as tools. When you have money, is like you have a hammer in your hand. It is not like Rastafari don't deal with material things. We don't worship material things. Many people with bag of money look and laugh when they see it. The fool and his money must depart. I and I don't worship the things of material. We use them. Bongo Watto. Go now, all you rich men, weep and mourn, for the misery that shall come upon you. Your silver and gold shall be canker, your garments shall be moth-eaten, are the words of the Most High. Rastafari is not here today to worship material things. If I should find myself with a bag of money, I will put it far behind I. My glory must cover the sea, not money. My glory have to cover the earth as water cover the sea. These are the Rasta principle and ways. We don't boast about material things. Rasta attitude to woman. Sam Brown. The head of the woman is the man, whereas the head of the man is the Almighty God Himself. However, the Rasta man does not put down their woman. We expect the woman to walk in the principle and dignity of the mothers of old. Rasta does not have gender fight. He knows that when the woman walks in the footsteps of her mother, there will be no problem. Otherwise, she will adopt Babylon ways. Bongo Watto. The three-in-one is the Trinity, never one without the other. It is the Father, Son, and Ancient Mother. The woman represent our Ancient Mother. The mother give birth to the children. Sam Brown. Regarding the woman's ability to do things, the Rasta man does not put her down. We give the woman the chance to take herself to the highest point where her wisdom will take her. We don't push the woman into a corner to stay behind. We only declare, suffer not a woman to teach. The Bible declare, 1 Timothy chapter 3. I do not allow a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man, but to remain quiet. 1 Timothy 2:12-13. Today I see women in Babylon fighting the statements of Rome, which is a woman should not be pastors of churches. That is the only thing I hold against the daughter, is when she go out to prophecy in front of a man. Bongo Watto. When the Father comes to church administration, never ordained a woman as a priest to minister the throne. He ordained the man. Makeda said in the Feta Negast, she was a queen on the Jerusalem throne, and when she stepped down, she declared, "Let no woman be seen on the throne." The Almighty ordained the man to be a keeper of the throne. Promotion of African culture. Bongo Watto. The black root from the foundation of creation is black, and because of sin and transgression, some have become white. In the time of Noah, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth stepped from the ark as such. The transformation and migration came about because of Ham's disagreement and his actions. He turned red. Japheth went to the northeast region of the Africa, and he became white. Only Shem stands as a black Israelite today. Rastafari have stricken the image of Babylon, which is the golden head, the belly of brass, the leg of iron, and part clay. Today I see more Afrocentricity within the people as they shed Babylonian ways. People are turning their face to the east to seek solutions. I have been given a divine command to gather black people from the four wings of the earth to take them home. The only people that stand for the liberation for black people of the world today is the Rastafari movement, are prepared to release the people. Throughout every nation of the world today, you will find Rasta. Only I and I, as Rasta, are able to release the people. Rastafari are found in every nation of people. When Emperor Haile Selassie visited Jamaica in 1966, he met with Rastafari group and offered words of guidance. Education. Bongo Wato. Our divine education that the Rasta man teaches in the world today is to bring the people to a clear knowledge, to receive I Majesty as the irator of iration. This glory must cover the earth as water cover the sea. The righteousness of the Almighty come forth from one end of the earth to another, and out of all the denominations, religions, including Christianity. No one came to tell the people to live. The Rasta man came and say, live. I am a creator of the living and not of the dead. As such, denominations Christianly told the people that they have to die before they see God. The Rasta man have rejected that. The Almighty have said, He who glorify I will live. He who keep my commandments will live forever. He that worship I shall live forever. He that walk upright shall live forever, and have life eternal. Highly I. Government. Sam Brown. The government is built on a tripod, and anything you know that supports government, the Rasta man is working towards such ends also. Rasta's attitude to politic. Bongo Wato. As far as we have seen today, and how we have seen politics in the world today, Rasta don't confer to those ways and dealings. What we seeing today of that of bloodletting, whereas Rastafari ways of life does not require bloodshedding or wickedness. We are seeing all the governments of Rome coming down to the grassroots of the poor man involved in bloodshedding, and that is not within the laws of creation. Within the church, there are ecclesiastical politics to trick the people and to hand the people over to the slave master. These manner of politics the Rasta man does not accept. The type of politics that the Rasta man supports is one of divine authority with a divine message, principle, and culture. Sam Brown. Government is set upon a tripod: religion, economics, and politics. Now, politics is the science of government, and not politricks. Those who know the science of government use it in a manner which is not right for the people's benefit. So it now become politricks. The type of politics that I personally am defending this day is to speak to the United Nations about the justice of black people in the same manner as how Emperor Haile Selassie did at the League of Nations. I am dealing with international politics, as my deliverance from around here is dictated by governments. Order of the Nyabingi. Bongowato. Nyabingi throws a stone, the big stone, on Babylon. During the 40s, the Nyabingi tradition of Melchizedek was established up in Jamaica by means of the Rastafari movement, particularly the Youth Black Faith, YBF, which is the birth camp of the theocratic order of the Nyabingi as seen today. I-Man Ras Boanerges, also known as Bongowato, with brothers, and Breda Panhandle as Philip Arthur, took in their hands the helm of Nyabingi angels to establish the priesthood administration, the Rastafari tradition, based on the collective brotherhood, not the undivided leadership of one prophet. Physically, Nyabingi, the work center, for the first time, was mainly to 9th Street Trenchtown in Kingston. The structure at the time was a large lot with 4 houses and a tabernacle in midfield with drums hung in the middle of the ceiling. The discipline and order with the Rasta lifestyle are strictly observed and adhered to. Rastafari is without beginning or end. The foundation of Rastafari is established before the world was, before any generation, before Adam and Eve is on the face of creation. There are thousands, millions of years. So it continued to expand and grow, generation after generation, and child after child, until we reach that time, Emperor His Majesty Haile Selassie I, which is the returned Messiah, King of Kings, and Lord of Lords, the Redeemer of the world. Brother Howell, the first messenger to Jamaica, since then we step by step, until we establish righteousness in the world for Jamaica. The order of the Nyabingi must be one of divine and right administration. The order of Nyabingi order is the holy sanctity of divine procedure. None should be in the order of Nyabingi and administer the wrong path or evil acts. His temple should be Ital Livity. Our temple must be clean and holy to administer the order of the Almighty, and all those who march in Nyabingi order must be clean, perfect, and whole. It is not a worldly administration. It is a divine authority that is separate from the administration of the world completely. It causes a type of hermit life. We say the Church of Nyabingi is the person. The person is the church. I serve in the congregation, which is in the tabernacle built by hand. But the Church of the Almighty is not built by hand. So I, the people, are the church, the living church of the Almighty. What are the principles of Nyabingi? The basic principle in Nyabingi, we are vegetarians. Number 1, we do not eat salt or flesh. We love vegetables and greens. We try to book our being as healthy people, self-responsibility. And instead of using wine and bread as our divine ritual, I use natural herbs called cannabis sativa, or otherwise known as marijuana or ganja criminally. Well, I use it as our divine ritual in the order of Nyabingi. So I do not distribute it in Jamaica in our divine administration. Refusal of the order of Nyabingi anywhere and everywhere. Regarding Rastafari and dreadlocks, I know this world is not for I, seen? And I are not of this world. The law of men is now a transgression of the divine liberty. I know that the mark of the beast is when they mark the corner of their head and shave the corner of their beard and make cuts in their flesh, that they are the marks of the beast. I know that, and I do not accept this kind of legislation or philosophy, because I know that knots and beard of I come from this old tradition that I carry is natural. Bongo time. Herein I give thanks and praises to His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the Almighty Most High Creator of heaven and the earth, Jah Rastafari, who hath strengthened I elders and brethren with the people through infinite divine authority, to indict His righteous constitution for the goodness and the welfare of everyone of this generation and every generation to follow, through the infinite perfection of the order of Melchizedek and the whole theocracy reign. I have been through years of patient contribution in long suffering and hardship. I have trod the darkness of the deep and have ridden upon the highest heavens of light to know the complete behavior of mankind morality. Man's diversion from righteousness will activate mostly evil conception. This evil conception will be destroyed in the due time through the perfect judgment of the Melchizedek Nyabingi order. Due to the goodness and purity of the order of Melchizedek Nyabingi and the whole theocracy reign, I, his angelic ministers, have been constantly furnished with infinite inspirited ideas to carefully observe, review, and consolidate these whole divine precedents, which are in accordance with the Bible, in concordance with the Jamaican Constitution, and implicating the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in all its conventions. Most of everything through infinite edification of divine culture of the order of Melchizedek Nyabingi within the whole theocracy reign. The law may not consist of a codified procedure. A law may consist only of traditions and customary principles. Even so, such law is and must be accepted in international statutes universally. And herein, with the perfect guidance of the Almighty Most High Creator of heavens and earth, Jah Rastafari, with the will of the 450 and 20 elect angelic ministers of the whole of theocracy reign Nyabingi order of Melchizedek, and with aspiration of I elders and brethrens, I now authorize and present these upright, perfect, and pure principles of divine laws to everyone. The order of the Nyabingi is a divine priestly order. It was originated and originally used by Melchizedek, the high priest and king of righteousness. Now we have the resurgent in these ages by the Rastafari brethren, who are the blessed children of the king of righteousness. The order of the Nyabingi carries the instrument of justice and judgment. The judgment of the order of the Nyabingi is to liquidate and terminate all evil conception. The justice thereof for the just is to guide one and ones to the road that leads to the cities of ever-living life. The judgment for the unjust is death to white and black downpressers. The theocracy reign is a righteous government and administered by divine principles. All its instruments of authority are holiness. The theocracy reign do not affiliate with churches of this world. The order of the Nyabingi is the order of Melchizedek. For this man, Melchizedek, is without beginning of days, nor ending of life. He abideth an high priest forever. Even so, I his sons and daughters live within the principles of ever-living life. Glorify him in spirit and in truth. Word sound of ancient Bongo Isaac. The area of our discussion is a sensitive one. In our youthful days trodding this faith, we behold the ancient trod, who trod with the prophecy, the coming of King of Kings and Lord of Lords. We observe the revelation and see it fulfilled by Haile Selassie. Melchizedek, Solomon, these names means Christ. In all the dispensation, the said Christ was there. I have to be careful of the doctrine, because the majesty is prophetic. I feel ashamed when men with long locks burn the Bible, them trying to burn themselves out of the book. Many are called, few are chosen. We get an internal call. We leave many things out there to suffer for this cause. He instruct people how to live. The fruit him tell Adam and Eve not to eat, etc. The essence is that we are to live by his instruction. What is I doing about the Bible? We can be no hypocrite now. The triune of sun, moon, and star. The intellectual, great responsibility. Not to boast who is the wiser. I charge you now, as one of the elders, to bring this information across the globe. We are one. We must obey the will. Thou must not commit adultery. Our community is yet so large. We must obey those laws. It is said that thou must not commit adultery. We have to reform. We have to born again and transform. Every 2000 is a dispensation. There is a manifestation of certain divine powers. Haile Selassie I never fought against the laws. Immortal living is a change of man living. We not gather for boyfriend and girlfriend. We must strengthen ourselves for the liberation cause. We must remember the trod of our ancient father Menelik. His mother made him swear on her breast to return to her. The laws of the Almighty are the examples that we have to live, not only for Rastafari, but for the international community. We are one family. In 1953 to 54, in Governor Foote's time, there were some people in Jamaica that talk of His Imperial Majesty. Then there came a message from His Imperial Majesty. We must have identity. The doctrine of His Imperial Majesty did not fly out of space. It was institutionally researched. One love, one heart. Haile Selassie I. Children's education. Bongo Watto. The Almighty said, I am sending you to Babylon to learn the ways of Babylon, so that when you go out there, you take your share. If you have a child, and you should send the child to learn the administration of Babylon. But the divine culture is what will never break. If it faces daily the doctrine of Babylon. You see? For it is said, I have gone to school and learned the ways of Babylon. And when I have started to realize the entire administration and the principles, and they could not stop us. No education cannot stop us. So if you want to learn, you send your child to school of Babylon, and he will have a little something to educate himself. However, this may not hurt him, because what is inside, Babylon cannot out of him. Headspace of Ancient Sam Brown. Every race of man has got their own form of worship, from ancient times of primitive man to thinking man. During that time, a deity was always worshipped. Gods are the creation of the inner consciousness of nations to deification of an individual. Elders and parents beget progenies who in turn carry on the perpetuation of such culture. The culture of Rastafari was not handed down from father to son as the people of Christendom. We who have perused the volumes of history knew that in this 20th century a king would arise out of Jesse's root, who should be a God, almighty, for his people, and a liberator to all the oppressed of earth. We, the Rastafarians, who are the true prophets of this age, the reincarnated Moseses, Joshuas, Isaiahs, Jeremiahs, who are the battle axes and weapons of war. We are the vanguard of 144,000 celestial selectees who shall in turn free 468,000 millions, particularly, and the world at large. We are the disciples of Rastafari, who have walked with God from the time when the foundation of creation was laid, through 71 bodies, to behold the 72nd house of power, which shall reign forever. We now stand as the fulfillers of prophecy. We knew before that when a king should be crowned in the land of David's throne, that individual would be Shiloh, the Anointed One, the Messiah, the Christ returned in the personification of Rastafari. On his vesture and on his thigh is a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. See Revelation 19:16. We also know the significance of Daniel, declaring from that time when the thrones of Babylon were cast down, and the Ancients of Days did sit, the bearded God, whose eyes were like flames of fire, the hair of whose head was like unto wool, matted hair, whose feet were like unto burning brass, black skin. And he came to execute justice and judgment. The scriptures declare God hangs in motorless spaces surrounded by thick darkness, hence black man. God came in many bodies to reign forever in Rastafari, the triple-crowned monarch, the Holy One of Israel, whose ray of light shall finally dim the eyes of the dragon, advocates of Christendom, and through whose power all those of many nations who embrace the faith and uphold its laws shall live forevermore with God. We are those who shall right all wrongs and bring ease to the suffering bodies and peace to all people. Manifesto of Sam Brown's Suffering People's Party. Ross Sam Brown, 16 December 1925 to August 1998, was a Jamaican Rastafari elder who participated in the elections of 1961 with his Suffering People's Party. Excerpts from the 21 points, the foundation for the Rastafarian movement. 1. We strongly object to sharp implements used in the desecration of the figure of man, e.g., trimming and shaving, tattooing of the skin, cuttings of the flesh. 2. We are basically vegetarians, making scant use of certain animal flesh, yet outlawing the use of swine's flesh in any form, shellfishes, scaleless fishes, snails, etc. 3. We worship and observe no other God but Rastafari, outlawing all other forms of pagan worship, yet respecting all believers. 4. We love and respect the brotherhood of mankind, yet our first love is to the sons of Ham. 5. We disapprove and abhor, utterly hate, jealousy, envy, deceit, guile, treachery, etc. 6. We do not agree to the pleasures of present-day society and its modern evils. 7. We are avowed to create a world order of one brotherhood. 8. Our duty is to extend the hand of charity to any brother in distress. Firstly, for he is of the Rastafari order. Secondly, to any human, animals, plants, etc. likewise. 9. We do adhere to the ancient laws of Ethiopia. Thou shalt give no thought to the aid, titles, and possession that the enemy in his fear may seek to bestow on you. Resolution to your purpose is the love of Rastafari. These 21 points became the very bedrock of the political aspect of the Rastafarian movement throughout the 1960s, a period of time marked by transition of Jamaica from status as a crown colony of the United Kingdom to an independent nation. Tireless Ross Sam Brown. During the 1960s, Ross Sam led a group of Rastas at the Backawal Rastafarian Movement Recruitment Center camp near Denham Town, near his friend Prince Emmanuel's African National Congress camp. Both were subsequently raided and destroyed by the police in 1966. Following the release of the 1960 Report on the Rastafari Movement, written by some University of West Indies professors, Sam was elected spokesman for a delegation to explore the possibility of the reparative movement to Africa. This delegation urged the government to send an official mission to Ethiopia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Nigeria, with the authority to explore the possibility of pan-Caribbean repatriation to Africa. Prime Minister Manley was in agreement with Ross Sam and the delegation, but the intricacies of the mission became too muddled for it to become feasible. In actuality, the mission went off, but only one member of the original delegation, not Ross Sam Brown, but Mortimer Plano, made the trip. Because Brown and the other 7 members of the delegation were upset that the delegation was not solely composed of Rastas, and that the delegation would not have unlimited power to negotiate terms of repatriation. Ancient Sam Brown was awarded various awards, including being presented with a gold medal by Emperor Haile Selassie himself during his 1966 visit to the island. Also, for his work, Ross Brown was harassed by government troops and the local police. He was shot in the chest in 1975 and also survived a train wreck 2 years later. Victory, Ancient Sam Brown. Millions of Africans were stolen and brought to the West. The horrors of slavery they could not fully explain. We slave for naught. The white man got the gain, and the Africans felt the pain. They take us away from Africa land and take us to build up Babylon. They change up our name. They change up our lives. They take away our woman. Sow seeds of strife, seeds of strife. In Jamaica, some under Spanish, 300 under British. The pangs of slavery blacks did feel, under white barbarians, black flesh reveal. Their thoughts became more bitter. The whites did not relent. We danced the treadmill. We were broken with lash. We were bonded by so much cash. Some took to the hills and became maroons. Some stayed on, saying Jesus would come soon. After 16 years of fight, on August 13, 1838, British proclamation of independence sealed their fate. Hosanna, 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 bands of victory, songs of glory. Hosanna, 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 Hosanna. The Africans in Haiti smarted under French oppressive laws, but Toussaint and Dessalines would never give up. After many fights, they defeated the Grand Army. With Toussaint and Dessalines, the great Napoleon flee. Determined people had broken the Frenchman power. The Frenchmen still smarting in this very hour. Stretch out your hand, Ancient Sam Brown. Stretch out your hand, make we leave this ya land. It a sinking sand, a true, yes a true, me no say a true. Black people, stretch out your hand, make we leave Babylon. Them no have any plan. A true, yes a true, me no say a true. Prison make for you, almshouse too. Look how we plenty, but we rule by the few. A true, yes, I true. Me know a true. Me no say a true. Stop play dem game. You can't get no fame. You only get the blame. Yes, a true. Me no say a true. Black people, stretch out your hand. Make we leave Babylon. Them no have any plan. A true. Yes, a true. Me no say a true. The message to the youth today is to shun the ways of immorality and deal with the things that make them a good youth for a better tomorrow. Ancient Sam Brown. Wisemindpublications.com